I just had the most amazing epiphany, or perhaps we can call it a download. First, a few synchronicities to report leading up to this. I'd felt frustrated this morning because my tarot readings and intuition have been pulling at me to progress to the next level, and I just have no idea how. This morning, after yet another reading about releasing limiting beliefs and moving forward on spiritual development, I irritatedly decided to pull another card from my Oracle of Ascension deck, asking for some direction on how to achieve the growth I have been striving for. Two cards spilled out, the Sun and the Solar Plexus. The connection between the two was too close to be random, and yet, still, I had no idea what that could mean. Thanks, team. Later, I was listening to a podcast, and the guest being interviewed spoke of the importance of the sun in spiritual development. She said it was especially important to get direct sunlight in the morning and evening. This was clearly a synchronicity, so when evening rolled around, I went outside to face the direction of the setting sun. I felt silly and a bit incredulous, seeing as how it is November in Oregon and we don't get many clear views of the sun this time of year, and tonight was no exception. But suddenly, profound clarity burst in my mind on a very complex, sticky issue that I continuously hear discussed in the spiritual community. The cards, the podcast, it had worked. The message that came through was one big concept dropped in all at once, starting with what I always say: the world is a metaphor. Everything is metaphor. And I realized that this includes the duality, the political tension, the spreading war. Many in the spiritual community profess that there are entities and groups who are out there to take over, who are manipulating humankind to twist their own ends. I usually steer clear of those content creators because I don't find a lot of light or inspiration in thinking about others trying to enslave us, because I'd rather think about how I can empower myself and increase my sovereignty instead. Side note, there is actually a scientific behaviorist reason for this also. We are more likely to achieve what we focus on, and if we focus on others trying to control us, that is what we are more likely to achieve. If we focus on empowering and uplifting ourselves instead, we are more likely to achieve that, and thereby also be less controllable. Anyway, if you look at the sides fighting currently, the left and the right, Force A and Force B, so on and so forth, each side ardently declares that they are in the right and the other side is full of lies and brainwashing tactics. Whatever side you fall on, I'm sure you likely think that your side is in the right, is for justice and fairness and freedom, and the other side is willing to and is actively engaging in any and all lengths to retain and strengthen their power at the expense of the common individual. It occurred to me with piercing clarity that this is a metaphor. This is a metaphor for what is happening on the other spiritual planes in and around our planet. We can argue and provide evidence for why our side is right and the other side is wrong, but this is merely perpetuating divisiveness and negativity. You may be right, but at what cost? What energy are we expressing and spreading when we shake our fists and demand to make our case? It dawned on me that it really doesn't matter who's right and who's wrong. Just like the real battle isn't between Republicans and Democrats, it's between the super rich and everyone else. The real battle spiritually isn't about who is part of a secret organization or working for an evil alien race who wants to take over the world, and the good ETs who want to help us elevate our consciousness and move to a new earth. The real battle is very, very, very simple. Like so many channelers tell us, like my straight run of twos each day for the last 4 days has alluded to, the real battle is a decision we each need to make within our own individual minds. Are we on team love or team fear? Are we on team service to others or team service to self? The rest really, truly doesn't matter. It's all a facade. It's all a show. We do not need to be concerned with it. What we do need to be concerned with is how we choose to align ourselves moving forward. What are we giving our energy to? What is our influence on others? What do we value, and how are we expressing it? What is the true tone to the words we speak and actions we make? Is it in a spirit of love and community, or birthed from fear and self-seeking? It's time to decide, and it's time to be aware. Be very aware. More aware than you are of who the candidates are on the ballot. More aware than what your family wants for Christmas this year. More aware than the gossip in the lunchroom or what the Kardashians are up to. We are creating our world. We are manifesting the environment, the broth in the soup that we live in. I realized I was moving a bit too far down the fear road just now, but I'm not sure how to convey the message I received without doing that a little bit. There was no fear in the message, only clarity and beauty in the simplicity of our choices. Perhaps there is nothing really new in this message at all, but for me, it hit in a different way tonight. And I love how it makes everything so much easier. Maybe not easier, but simple. I love being on Team Love. I am team service to others all the way. The work will come when my parents, husband, and friends want to talk politics, and I want to love them and hold space for them in their fear while not succumbing to it or perpetuating it myself. The work will come when I am dealing with a difficult coworker or someone in a public space, and I will want to tell those closest to me all about it to commiserate and feel supported. The work will come when someone annoys me and I feel guilty about being annoyed, and I decide to hold space for myself in love as I explore what deeper issue led me to being triggered, so I can hold it to the light and let it be released and choose to react to the perpetrator in love as well. It's hard, but it's so worth it. The more I practice, the easier it gets, and the lighter and brighter I feel day to day. How does all this resonate with you? What have been your struggles and challenges on the path of love I assume you are on as well? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for listening. I'm sending you my love, whoever you are and wherever you are. May you have a blessed day.